All right, so we should be going live now. If everyone could go to Cincinnati Herald's page and share it, that would be marvelous.
All finished.
Oh, wait, I should go.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody and then I will get started. And then when you are ready to talk, you can unmute yourself. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, hold on. There you go. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cincinnati Herald's Influencers Show, a weekly talk show to share young voices. I'm back. I've been a little MIA for a little bit from the influencers, been a little busy, but it's okay because I'm back in action. So, it's your girl, Nailah Edwards. I am one of the influencers, and I will be your morning host today. My show is about introducing you to the amazing, talented, and hardworking youth of Cincinnati, as well as speaking on influential topics that are important for our younger generation. So this morning, I will be hosting a very special show. I will be introducing you to 20 local Black-owned businesses. I have old and new generation business owners here with me, and today we will be talking about their businesses and how they have been forging through during the pandemic to keep their business successfully operating. As you all know, we have been in this pandemic since March of last year, and it has affected many people's lives, including businesses, most importantly, Black-owned businesses. According to the Cincinnati African American Chamber, 40% of Black-owned businesses in Cincinnati are struggling to remain open, and 20% didn't make it past the shutdown. And across the country, 41% of Black-owned businesses shut down, whereas 32% of Latino businesses, 26% of Asian businesses, and 17% of white businesses shut down. So today, I will be chatting with these business owners to give them a chance to promote their business, tell you how you can support their business, and like I said before, how they've been forging through to stay open during this time. So, and they will also be sharing their strategies with you. So if anyone on the live is thinking about starting their own business, these business owners will give you a few tips on how to get started and to strive. But first, before we get into hearing from these amazing business owners, just some housekeeping. I'd like to remind you to check out the Cincinnati Herald this week. You can pick up a copy of the newspaper at your local Kroger, Walgreens, UDF, Joseph Beth Bookseller, or any other newspaper stand around the city. You can also go to thecincinnatiherald.com and subscribe to get mail delivery. Also, during the show, please feel free to react, comment, and share, and ask as many questions as you wish. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome you all. It's an honor to have you on my show today, and it's a privilege to know you all, and I'm very excited to be able to chat with you all this morning on this important and timely topic. So, let me make sure that no one else is in here trying to get in. Okay. So I'm going to start with introductions. So I would just like for all of you to briefly tell me a little bit about your business for 1 minute because we are on a tight schedule. But just introduce yourself, express the name of your business or businesses, and where it's located, and what your business is, and what services you provide, and when you started your business, and anything else you would like to share about your business. So we'll start there. So I see Mr. Birdie in my left-hand corner. So Mr. Birdie, can you kick it off for us?
Good morning. Absolutely. It is wonderful to be here. So thanks for the invitation. And it's a great day. It's a great new year. So it's just really, really wonderful. I'm Birdie Ray III. My business is Switch Lighting and Design. My business partner, Drew Dearwester, and I opened up Switch in 2008, right at the beginning of the Great Recession. So I've got a feel for how to survive the Great Recession and now also this horrible pandemic. We have been in business. We opened our first store at 12th and Vine Street in Over the Rhine. So you might have seen that little lighting store right there. Subsequent to that, we got our sea legs and we moved downtown to 4th and Plum. So we now have a 6,000 square foot showroom where you can come and shop for lighting and furniture and host special events. So if you're in the neighborhood, please come by and see us.
Thank you, Mr. Birdie. Isaiah, would you like to go next?
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Isaiah Kelly. I'm currently a graduate student at NKU, Northern Kentucky University. And so my business is Smooth Creations. And so essentially what that is it's a custom sneaker business for individuals and corporations. So the idea is to really foster self-expression and give individuals an opportunity to stand out. And so if you're part of an organization or a club, or if there's anything that you're really passionate about, the idea is to really give you an opportunity to express that through footwear. And so we currently operate out of Newport, Kentucky, just right across the bridge from Cincinnati.
Wonderful. Thank you, Isaiah. Ms. Sandra?
Hi, I'm Sandra Shakir, and my business is Inspire Salon and Boutique, and we're located at 6120 Hamilton Avenue in the College Hill Business District. And we offer hair care services as well as beauty products. And we also have a clothing boutique that offer clothing for all women of all ages and sizes. So we have clothing for women's wear with some flair. And we've been here for almost 10 years. Thank you.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Ms. Sandra, how long have you been doing hair?
Oh my God. I've been doing hair for almost 40 years. Actually, Iris is like my little sister, and she has been in my life for almost all of those 40 years. So I'm also her hairstylist and her clothing stylist. So part of the reason why I'm still in business because of Iris shows, Rowley, and Jesse Rowley, who's my brother. Thank you, Iris.
Thank you, Ms. Sandra. Cara, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Cara, and my business is called Noir Pride Cosmetics. And I'm currently working still out of my house. And what I do is I sell lip gloss and cosmetics. I'll probably have more things that I'll be selling, but I'm working on an Etsy shop. And I started my business in April, maybe the start of the pandemic, and it's just been good. a lot of support from there and just a lot of growth. And what else about my business? Oh, and it inspires lots of people to start their business because, you know, there's a lot of things that are hard during this pandemic. And I think that if they stay
Were you finished, Cara? I think you're on mute now.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say that this is like an inspiration to a lot of people's businesses to start and keep going, because even if there's a lot of people doing the same thing you're doing, as long as you incorporate God in your business and let him guide you, then there can be, you know, you'll just keep going. Even if there's something that happens that is bad to your business and, you know, is not going to help you grow, you still have to believe.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing that, Cara. Michaela?
Hey everyone, good morning. I'm Michaela Chess. I'm an actress, model, host, motivational speaker, Miss Black Ohio, hey, and the CEO and founder of Impressive Exposure, right? Hey, I'll be competing for Miss America this summer, but one of my most proud things is having my own company and being the CEO and founder of Impressive Exposure, which exposes people to and develops self-love, confidence, and success through interactive and engaging events. And that's mostly for individuals, schools, and businesses. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, what does that really mean? Well, it's where personal development meets entertainment. I do a lot of workshops, fashion shows, different events, webinars, keynote speaking, to really make sure that our youth, that everyone, because no matter where you are in life, you're going to need those key elements of self-love, confidence, and success. I've been in business for about 3-4 years now, and loving every part of what I do. And I truly feel like I'm walking and living in my purpose. And I hope that everyone else on this call feels the exact same way with what they're doing. And I'm honored to be here in the presence of Black excellence.
Thank you, Michaela. Miss
Thank you.
Christina, sorry, having trouble with your name.
Hey everybody! So I am the owner of Davis Cookie Collection. We're a cookie shop that just opened here in Bond Hill at 4926 Reading Road, 45237. We've been in business for 7 years, but we finally took that leap of faith and believing that God would pave a way for us. And it's been amazing. We also have a online presence at daviscookiecollection.com. We ship nationwide. So if you need delicious cookies or desserts, definitely come check us out. And we're open today, 11 to 4.
Thank you, Christina. All right, the wonderful Miss Iris and Mr. Jesse Rowley.
Good morning, everybody. Before the King talks about Roadshow, I just want to say it's beautiful to see everybody. And Lil Kyra, it's good to see you. This is amazing. Thank you, Nailah.
Jesse Rowley, partner of Roadshow Awards and Graphics. I'm Ro, that show.
The Roadshow.
We are the only black providers of engraving in the area. Only Black people that do that, and we've been that for the past 20 years. We're inducted to the Black-owned Business Hall of Fame this past year. We thank you. We provide awards that will be in crystal, glass, wood. We also provide screen printing, embroidery, signs and banners, and promotional items. So like during this past political season, a lot of signs, a lot of the face masks you saw from a lot of the candidates, we were the ones that made a lot of that. So we're located in the Gulf Manor area, 2206 Langham Farm Road. And we do too have a online presence with a roadshowawards@gmail.com. You can email us. We send you a pay link and it'll all be done online, and we can also ship it to you. So we hope to see you soon.
And we do all engraving in-house.
Yes, we do.
And with that, we also give back to the community. So when you hear Roadshow and you hear the Rowleys names, you hear a very significant changes for us, for Black people, whether it's in business, public safety, housing. We are about our lives and extending that and making sure that the Kairos of the world have an opportunity to just become everything that she wants to be.
Yes, it's true business community partnership, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. All right, can we have Eddie from Black Owned do his introduction?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm actually out with other people, so I'm wearing a mask right now. My name is Means Cameron. My Facebook alias is Eddie Vaughn, just to keep some people away. Created Black Owned Outerwear back in 2011. Myself and my business partner, Merk Irvin, and we created our brand to inspire people through fashion and challenge societal inequities. We've been able to tell stories through our brand, and most recently, about a year and a half ago, we extended our business and we opened our first coffee shop, Black Coffee Lounge, down on Elm Street. We are also customers of the Rowley family. They are mentors and just great people in this community. I see a lot of great business owners on this live right now. Just excited and hopeful that I can share something that will inspire the next generation. But yeah, stop down and see us at 822 Elm Street. Follow us on Instagram. I'm Black Owned. Yeah, we're here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Miss Sandra, I mean, I'm Miss Sandra. Sorry, Miss Corliss, would you like to go next?
Good morning, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here. So thank you so much, Nailah, for the opportunity. I am Corliss Berry from Chosen For You Boutique, located in the College Hill Business District, 5822 Hamilton Avenue. We are a women's clothing boutique, and we actually size women from small through 3X, providing them with a unique opportunity and shopping experience to even get to know themselves better, to find what their unique clothing style is. So I am pleased to be here on this call. And you're right, young lady, it is God. It's God that keeps us going forward. And he actually gives us the desires of our heart. So I'm again privileged and blessed to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Mahogany?
Hi guys, some faces I haven't seen here in a while, so it's good to see everybody, see everyone's businesses doing so well. Hi Miss Iris, how are you? I am an entrepreneur at heart. That is the best way to say it. I am over Empress Vibe Studios. I've been doing hair for about 10 years. Off and on, I graduated from cosmetology school in high school, which is, if there are any young people that are watching this chat right now and they are trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, I always advise people to start young and do something vocational. So when you decide to go to college, you can be making money and earning money even in college. That is what got me through. It got me through my 20s. I'm still in my 20s, but still it got me through. Whenever I hit hard times, it was always something I could fall back on. And that was my career. That was doing hair. You can do nursing, you can do dentistry, you can do so many things you can do. So that is one piece of advice. If you are listening right now and you are in high school, get a career. There are Cincinnati public schools that actually help you start your career and will give you a certificate when you leave your high school, your senior year. So that is the first thing I'm going to say. But anyway, hi, I'm Mahogany Fleming, and I'm a hairstylist. I specialize in natural hair. Taking care of women's hair is what I love to do, but more specifically, I have been on the self-love journey for at least 10 years. I'll say 8 years. And so even deeper than that, I love focusing on the beauty of women on the inside. I believe that you can be as beautiful as you want to be on the outside, and as loud as you want to be on the outside. But if your beauty on the inside is not showing, if it's not glowing, if it's not radiant, if you're not taking care of yourself, then there's nothing I can do to your hair. there's nothing I can do with your hair, your looks, your skin, your any of that. You could take every vitamin, you could drink all the water, but if you are not taking care of yourself mentally and emotionally and spiritually, none of these vitamins that I take, none of this stuff is going to work. So one thing that sets my shop apart from a lot of others is I really focus on the woman. My suite is small. It's just me and the woman. So we can talk real. We don't have to talk at all. My environment is just peaceful. It's vibrant. It is full of loving energy. And yeah, I specialize in microlinks, natural hair, eye tips, and all that kind of, I guess, new stuff. But yeah, I'm so grateful to be here, and it's good to see everybody.
Thank you, Mahogany. So next we have Alyssa and Denise. They're actually both in the same shop, so you two can both introduce yourselves.
Hello. Hi. I'm Denise Porter. I'm Alyssa Walker. We're the owners of D&E Beauty Bar. We recently just opened November the 1st. So we're fresh and new to open an actual business ourselves. We have both been doing hair in the hair industry independently on our own, but we finally decided to open up a salon together for the first time. So it's exciting. I specialize in short hair. And
I specialize in natural hair, locks, braids, twists.
Yeah, and it's been a journey. And like the young lady said, with God, you know, with us trying to open this fresh and new during this pandemic, is something I just didn't even think that possibly could happen. But by God's grace, it really did. And things have been running actually great. Our clients are excited. The environment is great. They've actually helped us a lot, bringing in a lot of gifts as far as hand sanitizer. They keep us together with all that stuff. So we haven't really had any issues with that. You know, everybody feels pretty comfortable. We're located at 8874 Coleraine Avenue. So we also offer here, we have a rent-a-shelf shop where basically we're trying to help other people that's afraid to possibly come out on their own, and they might even have little hobbies where they make things, or they want to have something to sell, but they're afraid. So we're like offering to rent a shelf, and you can rent a shelf and just sell your own products. You will be in control of pretty much everything. We just provide the space, and you know, keep your eye on everything for you, but you have to control all the rest of everything else. But this is a location where a person don't have to come to your home per se to come buy something from you. You'll feel a little safer where it's an actual space, and it kind of give you a sort of like you're running your own little business. It's just a little start to kick off, because I know a lot of times people can be afraid to start anything, but we have that. We have a suite here also that we have available for maybe a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a brow person. It doesn't really matter, just someone who wants to have a suite. And basically here we just a great environment, you know, somewhere to come to really relax, enjoy yourself, and end up looking beautiful.
Yes, and she does that hair, actually. She's really good, same as Alyssa. But next, thank you, Denise and Alyssa, by the way. Miss Bonita? Yeah, you're on mute, Miss Bonita. Does she hear me? You're on mute, Miss Bonita. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good. Hi, everybody. My name is Bonita Carlyle. I'm with Bonita Southern Style Sweet Potato Pies. Actually, I started my business in 2012 as a hobby. As they say, I was just playing. And fast forward, things just began to open up. God began to open up doors. I can clearly say it was nobody but God. My pies are currently at Jungle Gems International, Fairfield location, Eastgate location, Country Fresh Market, and Wing Champ Mahoganies. And also I have collaborated with Davis Cookie Collection. So that was one of the most amazing things that happened. None of this happened overnight. Of course, the pandemic, it was something that none of us ever expected to happen. So the demo, being able to demo at different locations, such as Goody's Barbecue and Jungle Gyms, that stopped. And so the clear saying is God will open up a door. And Jungle Gyms, everything stopped, and they was calling me, telling me, Bonita, we need pies. Customers are asking for pies. So, you're able to take lemons and make it into lemonade. So what I do now is I go in and I keep the shelves stocked, work it to the best of my ability, and I praise God for just doors just opening. It's an honor to be able to serve customers who enjoy the sweet potato pies. And one of the things I heard one of the representatives on the call say, everybody is doing different things. People are doing the same things. But one of the key things I say is the harvest is plenty. If that's what you do, stay in your lane. One person cannot satisfy the entire sweet potato pie connoisseur taste buds, and just watch God work and make ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bonita. Olivia?
What's going on, y'all? My name is Olivia James, owner of Body Bootcamp, and I started this fitness program 2 years ago, and it went very successful throughout the pandemic. I love how everyone has the mindset of if you keep your eyes fixed on God, then everything plays out for you. Everything works well. There's no issue. And as long as your mind is fixed on prosperity and abundance for your life, then nothing can go wrong. Even when things seem like they're going wrong, everything's going right. So, fitness center, we come in here. I run a boot camp. I'm an assistant. We work really hard to annihilate these old habits and get rid of these old selves that we have, and to tap into our physical realm, spiritual realm, and mental, because it's very important that all of the three components work together so you can renew and transform yourself and make that full 180 turn and not go back. And understanding what you want for yourself, because I tell my people, I don't want anybody that doesn't want it for themselves. If you don't want it, I don't want you. So when it comes to fitness, when it comes to anything in life, you have to want it so you can prosper and go far and just accomplish every goal that you have set out for yourself and make it happen. Nice to meet all of you.
Thank you, Olivia, and happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Faith?
Good morning, everybody. I am the owner of Faith Fleeks, and I am the owner of the front page. Faith Fleeks is a braiding company. I started my sophomore year of college. I decided to start this first because I was very afraid to embrace my hair. I wish I would have combed my hair out today so y'all could have seen my fro, because now I'm like actually happy to show my fro off. So I was very scared to show my hair, and I didn't want to keep spending money to get my hair done. So I just started practicing on myself, and then it kind of turned into a business, and then it helped me make more money during my college days. And then I started branding it and marketing it, and now it's very successful. I graduated this past May during the pandemic, and then I started the front page with my mom. So with the front page, we offer event-based services. So if somebody basically we started that to create a space for creatives, because when I was looking for spaces to like create, like do photo shoots and stuff like that, I wasn't able to find it. So I talked to my mom, and we decided to create the front page. And then we also offer photography services. So if you guys are interested, you can follow us on the front page LLC on Instagram. And we do have a page. You can Google thefrontpage.net, and those services will be offered for people who want to create things and entrepreneurship, and overall people who want to create imagery and make memories. So thank y'all.
Thank you for sharing, Faith. And for everyone that has went so far, if you're on the Facebook Live, please feel free to drop your business information in the chat so that people watching can have that information. So next is Talijah.
Hi everyone, I'm Talijah. I'm an influencer and I'm a YouTuber. My two brands that I have is, the first is Osayana Apparel. I make handmade clothes and I sell unique apparel for the unique girl. When I was in high school, I didn't really find a lot of stuff that was unique. I love to dress different. So that's what my brand actually means. Osayana means different. I just found a different way to say it, if that makes sense. Because I feel like everybody says different. So I wanted to switch it up. And it's actually what different means in the African language, Bantu tribe. So yeah, that's what Osayana means. And then I have Hajalat Branding, which is a YouTube graphics and mentoring service that I have for any YouTubers or brands that need help in the beginning stages. That's what I'm here for. I also make YouTube intros. I'm getting into business cards and logos and all of that good stuff soon. I started in my high school hallway selling crochet clothes. Came to school one day wearing a crochet top. Everybody asked me to make the one, so that's how my business started from there. And over time, I've just been learning how to brand myself and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm Talijah Moet. I'm an influencer, so if you want to follow me on Instagram or YouTube, it's Talijah Moet. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And I'm not sure if I clarified myself, not in the Zoom chat, I meant the Cincinnati Herald's chat. So all the people that aren't on here can find your business. But next is Mr. Good Company Apparel.
Let me unmute myself. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all. Honored to be here. So my name is Donnie Harper. Me and my wife launched Good Company Apparel just a little over 6 years ago. We wanted to accomplish 3 things with our brand. The first thing is we wanted a brand that everybody could relate to and connect to. The second thing that was more important than that is that it pushed not only a positive message, but a message that filled a void in our communities. The third thing is we wanted a brand that allowed you to wear who you are. So you feel like you good company. When you wear something called good company, then you're wearing yourself. Take the O out in parentheses. We're not only saying keep good company around you, right, but keep God company as well. We have a store downtown. It's funny, we moved in the beginning of March and then had to shut right back down in the middle of March because of COVID. And this was my dream location, y'all. So after praying and asking God to help me get to my dream location, we had to shut down. So we were shut down from the middle of March. And so we opened back up in July. So July 1st, we've been rolling pretty strong. Super thankful for all the love and support for those who keep good company. Yeah, we also do printing for other companies. We've been blessed to print for Procter & Gamble, Chick-fil-A, and Cincinnati Public Schools and stuff like that. So if you need some printing services, also, in addition to the other company that prints as well, we're here. Our store is located 1323 Vine Street, right in the heart of OTR, right across the street from the Eagle Restaurant, next door to the Kendall Lab. And we also have an online presence, www.goodcoapparel.com.
Thank you, Mr. Donnie. We actually have a guest special appearance here. She popped in today. So, Miss Maya, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. I'm actually currently doing hair, so y'all excuse me. I'm sorry. But yes, my name is Maya Herald. I recently just started up my own company called Hustle and Heal Oils. I am an herbal infused oil company, which pretty much I use different herbs and mix them together and pretty much make a very powerful concoction to help heal from the inside out. Like I mentioned, I just recently started it up this past January for my birthday. So just kind of, tuning in and really hearing some influential ideas from some entrepreneurs. I am a serial entrepreneur myself. And to highlight off of what Liv said, I just love that you guys are putting God first and really highlighting that God is the one that's kind of moving you guys in these positions. And I'm just here for the support and the knowledge that you all have to drop and to just really connect with all of you. And yeah.
Thank you, Maya. All right. So I believe everyone did their introduction. If I missed you, please shout so I'll miss you. But I think I went through everyone. So I want to get to these very important questions that I have and that some people have sent to me to ask for you all. So I'm going to throw out a question for you all. Everyone can answer if you wish. But if you would like to talk, you can raise your hand on Zoom and I will call on you, or you could just start talking, however you wish. But the first question is, I've been wondering personally, hold on, let me bring up my questions. There we go. So anybody can answer, like I said, what are some strengths and weaknesses you have had to address to keep your business forging ahead during the pandemic? Obviously, we've been through a few weaknesses. Or what are some strengths as well that you all have had to address?
I would say, for me, I opened my storefront in the middle of a pandemic. So many different emotions were going through our minds at the time. Like, is this the right time? So that was really scary. A lot of our materials that our contractor needed for our build out, it was difficult to find. So that was definitely a difficult time, but we really had to continue to push through, and God is the reason we were able to finally open. So I give God all glory to him. And then we also had to readjust our structure once we opened our store. So I had to create different innovations to continue to help our business to grow. So every evening, like between 10 and midnight, I'm usually writing down different innovations of how I can keep our business moving during the pandemic, whether that's, doing curbside pickup, whatever it takes. You really just have to innovate within your business in order to survive during this pandemic. But God will allow you to survive.
Yeah. Anybody else like to share on that?
It says strengths and weaknesses and how. Say the question again.
What are some of your strengths and weaknesses that you've had to address to keep forging through during the pandemic? So basically, some of your strengths and weaknesses of your business right now.
My gym, I had to close it in March, but thank God I signed a 3-month lease from January to March. So my lease was over in March, and then I jumped online.
Girl, what is you gonna do?
Because everyone was online, everyone was into fitness, and everyone was into getting in shape and being healthy because of the COVID-19 weight and being lazy and bored eating and things like that. So really keeping my head on the swivel and keeping my eye on the vision is a huge strength of mine. And the weakness was watching people fall off from fitness and see that. But I think the more that you see how people can fall off, they can also come right back, which is the dope thing about business is if you keep your head so positive and your mindset so positive about every situation, doesn't matter pandemic or not, then those people will find you, those people will come back to you, and your business will be perfectly fine.
Thank you, Olivia. Would anybody else like to say anything about that? Donnie.
Can I say something?
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to overspeak, and I feel like as soon as I hit mute, somebody was gonna say something. No, I think for me, I think the strength was knowing that, believing in my business, believing in what I wanted to do. That's a huge part of it. I think this entire year has been really, and I'm sorry. So what happens is everything that I do ties into everything that I do. So my self-love journey, my life is wrapped around every business or every endeavor that I go on. And so I have always had a niche, or I always loved making anything beautiful, touching something. The Empress to me is someone that whatever she touches grows, whatever she puts her mind to flourishes. And so for me, I think that was good because I don't like limiting myself. And during this entire year, I kept saying, either you're going to flourish or you're not. Either you're going to survive this entire pandemic or you're going to see the benefit in it. And so when you believe, and I say that for anyone, when you believe in what you're doing, when you believe in your business, you're not going to fail. I believed that Black women want their hair to be beautiful, but were tired of wearing heavy extensions in their hair, heavy extensions that was breaking their hair off. And I believe that what the services that I provide could actually not only make you look beautiful, but also take care of you at the same time, take care of your hair. And so when women want to invest, who wouldn't want to invest in that? I always say. And And then it goes back to, you know, the vocation thing. I did not believe when they said, when I went to a cosmetology school, I think it was right around that recession. Or we had just got out of the recession when I was going into cosmetology school, and they would always say, cosmetology and doing hair is recession proof. I did not believe that. Women always want to look good. Men always want to look good. There is no way around it. I had to believe that. And a lot of times, you know, we don't believe it, and we look for the negative instead of the positive. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to believe it. And I went straight for it, and I did not look back. I didn't focus on anything negative. So any piece of advice for anyone would be, if you believe in whatever you're doing, don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive until the negative doesn't exist. And you look around and you realize you got a beautiful garden all the way around you, and it's nothing but all the positive energy that you created. Okay, I'm done talking.
Can I
go next?
Yeah, go ahead, Carla.
Okay. So some benefits that came out of my business was like having a lot of support and, you know, having orders and people just keep liking my post. And that makes me feel like, you know, my business is getting bigger and people are seeing it. But some, you know, weaknesses is that I sometimes allow the devil to tell me, oh, everybody else is doing this. You should probably shut your business down or stop doing it, or just bad things. And I continue to spread the word in my business. So what I do is I like print out little scriptures and I put it in each order. And I also tell people that they are beautiful in my order, and, you know, just uplift people in my stuff. So weaknesses also, like, I don't know, there's a lot of weaknesses that I have about my business, and I each time I find a way to like keep pushing through those weaknesses and find God in every single thing that I do. And it works out for me each time.
Wonderful. Keep your head up, girl. Donnie, I know you had your hand up a little while ago. You want to share?
Are you speaking to me, Nailah?
I was speaking to
Can
Donnie.
you hear me? Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can go next.
You want to say something? I wanted to kind of piggyback off of what I can't remember her name, this stylist that's so positive. A lot of things that she said. I admire her as a young woman in this field to have that sense of care for her customers, her clients. With me, like I said, I've been in the business for almost 40 years. And one of my strengths is the relationship that I have with my customers. So even once the pandemic hit, what I did was created some care packages for them, because most of them don't do their own hair. So that's another strength for me, because they trust me enough to come and see me every week. And they've been doing it. Most of my clients I've been doing almost 30 years. Some I started in the kitchen at 14. So that's been a strength for me. And I always say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So they know how much I care about them and their hair. I try to educate them as well. And as far as the boutique end of it, that kind of went hand in hand with the hair as well, because even before I opened up a boutique, I always shop for my clients because I love to shop. So they would ask me, tell me they were looking for something so I can go out and find it. And I would find it and sell it to them. But one of my weaknesses is in the pandemic is I'm not technical. Social media and all those type of things, it's like challenging for me. Even today getting on, I had one of the clients to come and actually help me to get it all set up and everything. So we did get that done. So I had to kind of learn how to do some of these things, the Zoom, the Facebook Live, and just posting on Facebook, period. So I kind of been looking out, speaking to different people, trying to find someone that I can get to hire to manage my social media pages, because that's a challenging thing for me, along with trying to do hair and run the boutique as well. So that's one of my weaknesses. So I'm throwing that out there. anybody knows someone that interested in managing my social media or just trying to teach me, help me learn how to do it a little bit better, because I know right now that's the thing that's going to help us forge ahead during this pandemic. So that's my biggest weakness at this time. And again, my biggest strength is the relationship that I've had with my clients over these years. And I pride myself in having a relationship with them. So when we shut down, I still made my business to take them hair care packages, try to help them know what they needed to do. And as soon as we opened back up, they had no problems coming in, putting on their mask, because they know that we were going to make sure that it was safe when they came in here, even before it was required. My sign on my door said masks are required, and we've been sticking to it ever since.
Nailah, may I add this for Sandra, to the young sisters and brothers who are in hair care and in that arena? She is an excellent teacher as well through the business of hair care and manipulating through these systems that have multiple barriers so that you do not succeed. When she talks about doing hair for 40 years and being in business for almost all that time, it's reciprocity. That's what keeps us rolling in this arena. We have to do business with one another. Thank you, Sandra, for being an awesome teacher.
Thank you, Ira, for being an awesome sister.
Highlight, if you ever learn technology, anything, I work for T-Mobile. You guys are more than welcome to step in, and I will teach you how to work anything that you have questions on. As far as the tech side, anybody that has questions, you can stop by. I'm at the Kenwood T-Mobile location, so you guys are more than welcome to ask me anything.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear heart. Thank you.
I have like another trickle-in question for that question, but I do want Johnny to speak next, and then a couple other people that have their hands up. But to piggy back off of that question, someone had asked me earlier this week to ask you all: has social media, should you have social media for your business? Is that important and mandatory, especially like during this time? Is it mandatory for your business to have an active web presence during this time in order for your business to be successful? And then another one is, has the pandemic caused permanent changes in how you do your business? So that can piggyback off the question I asked first. But Donnie, would you like to go next?
Yeah, thank you. I did want to talk about strengths and weakness. I think one of my weaknesses is duplicating myself. Like that's so tough, man. If it was just like one more of me, it would be crazy for me. So just finding people to train can be a task, because I'm so anal about my brand. I'm so like, stuff has to be so right, you know. So just finding somebody with the same care, the same drive to try to make things just, perfect, really. I mean, nothing can really be perfect, but just to the best of the ability. I really want everything to go out from good company to be high quality, and attention to detail. But I think one of my strengths is consistency, and let me just put that out there for any business. Every business gonna have their ups and downs. We're gonna go through good times. We're gonna go through challenging times. But the companies that last are not the companies that are the best, because the word best is subjective, right? I might sell something that somebody might say it's okay, it ain't all that, but somebody else might say it's the best. So I never focus on being the best. I focus on doing my best, but more than anything, being consistent. I got this little thing that I say: have you ever heard a song that came on the radio the first time and it was trash? Like, how did this even make it on the radio? But that's the first time you hear it. The fifth time you hear it, it's still trash. By the 30th time you hear it, you singing the bass, you humming the bass line. You know what I mean? You're singing, you're kind of singing the hook. Now it ain't so trash no more. And it's not because it wasn't trash. It's just because the radio stations was consistent in playing it. So you bought into it because it was consistent, not even the best. So just be consistent through the good times, challenging times. Don't give up. The consistent wins, not the best.
Can I go next?
Yes, Saja.
That was a bar. That was really a bar. But so one of my one of my weaknesses within a pandemic was me overwhelming myself. So like, you know how you have so much stuff on your to-do list because like we're sitting at home all day, and I got to the point where it's like, girl, at this point, you're distracting your relationship with God because that like you're putting so much stuff on your to-do list that you're not even prioritizing Him. He's the reason that you even got the creativity that you have. So that was a big challenge for me, making sure that I prioritize myself so much and not over plan things and do so much just because I'm at home. And so what I did was I started to do top 3 every day. And then everything else that I did, like at least I did my top 3 things. Cause I feel like that was just something that I feel like probably everybody kind of struggle with that, especially if you're a creative. You feel like you have so much stuff that you want to do, you can't really pick which one. You overwhelm yourself with tasks. So that's one thing, one strength. And then the weak, I mean, wait, that was strength. I mean, shit, that was the weakness. The strength that I had was researching. So during the pandemic, nobody could really like can't go to the store. You can't really like advertise outside and walk outside for real. So what I did was I did a lot of research in what was coming next during the pandemic, and it was virtual shopping. So I really did a lot of research on that, and that helped my brand be more successful with people want to just see how you can how could you style it, what does it look like from this angle, what does it look like from that angle. And I feel like that's when my sales boosted the most during the pandemic, because people, I feel like we're in the instant gratification sort of generation. So I try to appeal to that generation, to the older, I mean younger generation, with the virtual shopping and stuff like that, and showing people how to style. So that was one of my strengths. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. And I do think that it's essential to have social media for your brand, because especially like I said, if you want to move with the times, like just, I don't know, it was like an insurance company that went out of business because they didn't want to like, you know, translate or, you know, go to what's going on currently. So they went out of business because they weren't, you know, appealing to the millennials, which are the masses of the shopping. There's the most people that's doing the most shopping right now. So yeah, definitely did a lot of research on what the future generation is going to be looking forward to, which is virtual shopping, and that's on social media mostly. So yeah, you do need a social page.
Thank you, Elijah. Miss Corliss, you're on mute, Miss Corliss.
Thank you. I'd like to applaud all of you younger entrepreneurs. I really admire you, and I'm learning a lot from you. I'll have to say that for me, the pandemic presented an opportunity to reset, to become more creative overall. I had the opportunity to work with Sandra before retiring from my job to now live my passion as being my own boutique owner. So thank you, Sandra, for that opportunity. It just, baby steps is what got me here. Baby steps in God. What I guess I've had to do is I use social media as a tool to put myself out there, even though it's not my comfort zone. I had to step out of my comfort zone. I usually do a video weekly. I am consistent. So young man, you're absolutely correct. I try to do it weekly or bi-weekly. Just stay in people's faces. I usually just do one take. Before, for me, I hated speaking, especially publicly. So what I do now is I'm doing it like 3-4 minutes, just something to get me out there and be present. Also, I have a small boutique, so it's a safe environment. If people don't have masks, I provide them with one. They come in the shop. And then when the pandemic started and I had to close my business, I had people who made appointments to come in and get their layaway. So that kind of kept me going. But in addition to that, it's those videos that I put out there on Facebook weekly. And I'm challenged, but I'm enjoying the challenge. And as you all said, it's just about consistency. Absolutely, God. As I said earlier, he gives you the desires of your heart. I've been in my own business for 2 years now as having a permanent storefront. And prior to that, I just kind of was in Sandra's boutique and also was working my full-time job until retirement. So again, it's consistency, actually being creative, being open. You gotta be open to new ideas. I don't have a active website, but I think I will in the future. But again, it's learning to use the technology that we have in front of us. So thank you again for the opportunity, and I will sign out.
Thank you, Ms. Carlos. Mr. Bernie, comment?
stay consistent. Always be open for constructive criticism. It means a lot. And the other strength is the customers. Customers coming back and they are happy with what they are getting. It's consistent. Thanks, Don, for that. That is so true. And family support. My family has truly supported me, and that's a strong strength of yes and the Lord. My weaknesses are sometimes I can second guess myself, and I did that last year with a sweet pie vegan recipe, and I am in the process of launching it today. So that's a strength, not to just second guess myself, because you never know. And my other, as I heard one of the other young ladies say, online purchases. I am having my website redone, and I have also started shipping. Shipping has become really a regular, and it's just listening and proceeding and just not giving up. So that's what it's all about.
Thank you, Miss Bonita, for sharing. Faith, would you like to share?
Yes, I was going to start by saying, as far as weaknesses, I definitely agree with the owner of Good Company that a weakness is you definitely feel like you want to duplicate yourself and trusting people with your business, because it's like, for the mass majority, we always tend to feel like no one else can run our business how we run our business and how we want things. And for me, I'm very like, I want this way. And then people will come along and try to help. And I'm like, no, I got it. I want it like this. I don't really want it that way. So that's one thing I would say a strength for me is showing up. Even when like sometimes I'm not prepared, or most of the time I'm prepared. But just definitely trying to show up and all together, just be there when I need to be and give my best. So that's a strength and that's a weakness.
Thank you, Kayla.
Yeah, so I would really like to touch on the topic of permanent changes within this time. And I think for me, it was a permanent mindset change rather than like a physical change. And that change was really to always have a crisis plan. Now that we've been through a crisis, now that we've been through a pandemic, there should be no reason that we all aren't thinking ahead as business owners as what else could happen. So it's really being in that prepared state and being prepared for anything that can be thrown your way, and already having a plan, so you're not in shock and you're not like, oh shoot, what do I do now? You're more so in a place like, okay, this is what I have for these situations that could possibly arise, and now I can continue my business with ease. So I think for a lot of people, you want to have that mindset change and that permanent mindset change going forward, so that you can be adapt. So you can adapt to what's going on in the world, even when that comes to technology, when it comes to social media. You want to be able to adapt to what's going on every time. And I love that, Tink, you said, sorry, that you said to research, because you have to research and stay up with the times to make sure that your business is staying relevant. And it all comes down to relevancy, and that goes back to consistency, and that goes back to being positive, and that goes back to staying on top of whatever you're doing and staying in your lane and researching your lane and being consistent within your lane. So everything that everyone said are great things, phenomenal business advice. Thank you. I'm learning. I hope everybody's learning out of this, but really it's that mindset to stay creative, to have these plans and be prepared. So next time something like this happens, we're not in like this frenzy, and we're more so just like, okay, I got this. My business can handle this. It can go through this. And I have God on my side, and I have my support system in my family, which is great, but I also now have this plan. So I can keep doing what I do best without having to worry in the back of my mind, like, what's going on. And with that, I think social media is great. I think it's definitely with the times. I'm a millennial. I see a couple other millennials on here. So we all know that social media is like, we're on it at least 10 times a day, if we're being honest. So it's good to have your business out there, but at the very least have one or the other Definitely both is better, but have a website or social media. You want somewhere that someone can go and see your product, see your service, and then buy. Because not only do you want them to see it, you want them to book you. You want them to buy your product, to click on it, get to that next step. And if you don't have either one of those, especially right now when brick and mortars, a lot of them are closed or have limited hours and space and capacities, it's very important to have that online presence so somebody can be like, hey, I like this and I can get it now at the touch of a button. It makes it easy. It makes the customer experience a lot easier. So that was my 2 cents and everything. And thank you everyone for sharing. I'm loving what everyone has said so far. Keep it up, you guys. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Michaela. Denise?
What I like to say is I just really enjoy listening to everyone, and pretty much it's so weird how you hear everybody talking and it's like, I don't know everybody on here, but it's almost like we all thinking the same type of things, especially when it came to the business and when we had the pandemic shut everybody down. You do go into a frenzy and start having self-doubt. And I know with us here at D&E Beauty Bar, I would like to say as far as us opening up and just trying to get out here to open something new, it's kind of like make sure you try to educate yourself on things you don't even know. As far as like us, we had to get plumbing put in here, and you'll be surprised, if you don't get second opinions, what people will do, almost to kind of hurt your business, because you're thinking you have all these plans, and a lot of times you do have to talk to other people, maybe another owner or a person who works in that type of electrical or plumbing, to make sure things will run smoothly, because you can have things go wrong and have the wrong people working on your building, things can get pushed back further and further. So I'll say, like with us, not knowing and going fresh into a business, and there's so many little things that you just can't believe that matters. It's like, oh my goodness, so I like to let people that's starting something new just know it's kind of like, don't give up, because it's always going to be something real small, something little, like we didn't know that you had to get this for a window and this for that. It's just so many little things that come with a business, and sometimes you do think you're ready and it's like, what in the world is the next, what else I got to do next? But when you really desire something, you're going to put your all into it anyway. And like I said, with the COVID, it is fearful how it kind of changed the dynamics of a lot of things. And I always was taught, like in hair school, is like 90, I think it was like 90%, your customer service, and probably 10% your technique and your whatever you do. And that is the honest God truth that they put in that book, because when you treat people great and you treat people well and you do what you're supposed to do, it comes back fold. I don't care if you can't do the best hairstyles or whatever, but the way you treat people, it comes back. Because if it wasn't for our clients and them wanting us to open back up, they made sure we were together, and they were the ones that kept us going to make this business open in a few months that we, at least when we found the building itself. So like I said, the way you treat people and everything, people come out in circles to paint out hands. Maybe they know this and how to do that and how to do this. It comes back to you the way you treat people. So I would definitely say, anybody that's trying to open up something, don't go in straight head up high like you don't need any help. It's okay to ask for help. As if you don't know, don't just dive straight on in not knowing anything. But I want to say again to everybody on here, I really appreciate you all talking and giving advice, because even me, it's good to hear. I see a very young lady, and I know I'm older than her. I think her name is, she has Nora Pride Cosmetics. I just love even hearing her speak as a young lady, because I got kids, I'm pretty sure her age. And just to see that inspired me to go home, talk to my kids, to let them know, hey, you can do it out here. You can run a business. And it's great to see a lot of young Black women and Black men on here. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Denise. Would anybody else like to expand on that topic or those topics?
I would actually like to expand. I had to write down my notes so I won't forget things. When Miss Denise said, basically the way you treat people is important, I wanted to touch on like customer service as well, like being open during, like still being open and still allowing people to come to you during a pandemic and allowing people to want to come to you during the pandemic. Basically, like your customers keep you in business, and the way you treat them is definitely important. So I would say it is very important to have great customer service skills, like not just say something. Basically, you want to make your clients feel very appreciated altogether. And then I also want to say that you want to teach people. So for me, I know some people think like you need to charge like for services and everything. I think opposite of that. I think that you should be willing to teach people something, because for me, it took me a long time to learn certain things, and had someone just show me the way, it would have helped me even more, and I would have been very appreciative of it. So I try to teach everything I know without like having to say like, oh, you gotta give me money for this. So when I talk to my clients, I love talking about traveling. I learn a lot of things. I teach them a lot of things when I travel. I love talking about investing. I talk about kids, even though I don't have kids. So I know like a lot of things, a little bit of everything. So it's very important to me to teach other people. And that goes along with customer service, just being able to communicate with your clients and just all together build that community. Next, I wanted to touch on social media presence. I think it's very important for us to have social media and not get caught up in it. For me, growing up during the era where we have had social media, I think a lot of younger people tend to look at social media and run with it. Like we get too caught up in it sometimes, and it's very important to present your business how you want it to be presented, and not getting so caught up in being influenced, and just really taking that and really not getting too caught up in it. So, and I know for older people, sometimes it's kind of hard to run social media. I think it's very important to sit down and just go over things, maybe on a Facebook app, Instagram app, ask somebody younger to just assist you so you can kind of get it. So you will have that presence when you're not in person talking. It's good to have a social media presence so people can see what things you offer and what things you can do. And sometimes even seeing you having a social media presence, people are able to collaborate with you, knowing like, oh, they may have worked with this person, so maybe we can all work together. So it's very important to be on social media. So yeah, that's all.
To build on what you're saying as
wanna-
well, I feel like as far as like a customer service standpoint, like it's more comfortable with you being who you are and expressing yourself through your creative endeavors as well. And it gives you the opportunity to expand your customer service reach just because people see how genuine and real you are with your business, you know, and then the more that you are expressing yourself and are comfortable expressing yourself, people will be more gravitating towards your business. I've noticed that just with like any endeavor that I've done, is the more comfortable that you are within yourself, within the role, the more attraction that you'll get from people because it's coming from a genuine place. And those people that are supposed to be attracted to your business or to your endeavors, they'll be there and it'll just be natural. So you wouldn't necessarily have to kind of fixate anything as long as you stay genuine to who you are. And I like Mahogany stresses self-love so much because it really will pour over into everything that you do. Just got to make sure you lift that up.
Thank you, Maya, for sharing. Miss Iris, I know you're up there with your hand up.
Actually, that was Mr. Rowley.
I was just going to echo in this pandemic, customer service and customer relationships is what made us survive, and we also got a little help from the county. And when people rang that phone and we picked that phone up, even though we weren't here, made a world of difference. And so that to hear our voice on the other side gave people confidence that, and when they do come here, we have a station, we have a face mask that we require. I even created a poster ourselves for the COVID. And we also have, the hand sanitizer and everything. And in being in business for 20 years, we started 2001, the year of the uprising. And it was from unemployment, didn't know what was, knew what we were going to do, started our business, and we've been there ever since. But I would have to say that warm relationships with customers, excellence in the product that you provide to the public is what keeps you in business for as long as we've been there. And understanding that the creator is the reason that you have the power to move about as you do. So as we all are business owners and move forward, we all have that power that he gives us to move to do what we do. Because to have a business in Cincinnati and survive and to make it keep going, oh man, we're doing a whole bunch a whole bunch. So I'm very inspired to echo what some of the other folks said, to see the young faces on here who are just moving mountains in what they do. And I got to give it to my man Means down. Means give me the butterflies when he talking, when he called me and say, Mr. Jesse, can you do it? You know, of course we gonna do it, you know. And Means is a tough customer too. He'll break the ruler out on you, you know what I mean? So, you know, with that feeling that you may have of am I being too tough? Am I being too tough on myself? No, you're not. If you know, if you don't feel right giving it to somebody, then it's not right. If the customer service you felt like you gave somebody wasn't right, then guess what? It wasn't right. So fix that. Make sure that specifically when those Black people walk in that door, that they think they at the Taj Mahal, the Kilimanjaro, at the top of the line, wherever they are. Because if we can satisfy ourselves, then we can satisfy anybody. So to wrap it up, that is the spirit in which got us through the pandemic. It's the spirit that got us through the recession, because we was there too. And any other thing that comes by, because I heard the young lady say that if you're prepared, then you're prepared, no matter what comes down the pipe. And so I'm very, very proud to be here, and want to express that being in business, whether you're in a pandemic or anything, is relationships. And it helps very, very much to have a warm partner like I have in the form of my wife, when she talks to people, people just want to come buy stuff. So that always helps.
Well, I was going to say, y'all see, we married in compatibility here around business. I am from business. My grandfather was the first Black bail bondsman in the city of Cincinnati and was a millionaire. So I know from where I come and who I belong to. So our obligation and service to Black people extends past the door. And people feel the obligation and the commitment to do business with Roadshow because of all the fighting that we do on multiple levels. This is just the way that I am able to do the work I do out in the streets on behalf of Black people, is because I got a spouse that says, go and do it first. If I didn't have this, I couldn't do this the way that I do in righteous indignation for us and by us. So let your business speak through your politics and your vote and all that matters in Black life. You can do it. And we all should have a commitment to do business with one another.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here for all this Black business magic. Okay. Cara, I know you have your hand up there. Go ahead, sweetheart.
I kind of just wanted to talk about how the pandemic has, impacted my business permanently. So some things that has happened to my business is like I usually go out and I like to connect with people. And that's how I usually sell my stuff, and I talk to people and everything. But I can't really do that with the coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic. So I have to do it like off of social media, which is another thing that we were talking about. And I have Instagram, I have my Gmail, and I actually use TikTok. But I do think somebody did say that like you can't get too caught up in it, because you still, what's my TikTok? I'll put in the chat. But yeah, it has kind of permanently changed my business, because I usually do love to go and connect with people and what's your business and all of that stuff. So I do think that it has permanently affected me. But other than that, I just put it in God's hands, of course. And I just want to say thank you for everybody coming on here. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And I'll put my TikTok in the chat.
Thank you, Cara. All right, Memes, drop some gems for us.
My bad, I was muted. Yeah, this Zoom has been amazing. I'm grateful to be on here. I've actually been listening. Usually when I'm on something like this, I'm required to talk. So today I've been able to listen, and it's beautiful to see so many growing Black businesses, but also just the mindset of success and knowing that other people are going through the same things. I think what I wanted to talk about is that tech side, you know, the Instagram. And I think that's important for us to understand. But first, I wanted to just mention a couple things. Areas of opportunity. You mentioned them as weakness. We identify them as areas of opportunities. And I think a couple things that we've learned over the last decade was, one, be investment ready. I think we're creating businesses so that we can grow them and open up new locations, expand our customer base. In order to do that, at some point, you're going to have to take on capital. So being investment ready is very important. That means you have to hire an accountant early. Don't wait till it's too late. And I won't dive in too deep there because I want to talk about tech. The other piece is really focus in and master your bread and butter. What I've learned as an entrepreneur and mentoring others is that we get into business and we get so excited and we want to launch new product after new product after new product. And it's great to constantly generate new ideas because you don't want to let that dry up. But it's even greater to understand what you're actually pushing, knowing the margins, understanding who your customer is. Because we get online and we want everyone to love us. But the reality is not everyone that's following you or not everyone that you're communicating with is actually your customer. So being able to identify who your customer is sets you up for that next piece, which is having a strong online presence, utilizing Instagram, TikTok. But it goes a little deeper than that. Take you back. Some of the people my age or older on here remember Blockbuster. Do you remember Blockbuster? Okay. You know, Blockbuster was a huge success. I remember being a kid going to Blockbuster. It was like the highlight of the weekend, going to Blockbuster with my mom and my siblings. And then maybe a decade ago, 15 years ago, technology came in and then we had Redbox. And then after Redbox, now we have Netflix. So I reference that because all of those businesses were the same thing, but they all each had an upgrade in tech, which, you know, allowed them to take over on the previous leaders in their industry. So it's important for us as African Americans to dive into the tech side of business. Tech isn't next, tech is now. There's some crazy stats out there about if you don't become technological savvy in your business over the next decade, that most businesses will fail. So I want to encourage everyone on here to, you know, get out there, find someone who can run that tech side of your business for you so that you can communicate effectively with your customer through targeted ads, the right email blast. It's a little bigger than just Instagram, but I want all of us to be able to identify what those things are and utilize them to make money when we're closed at the shop and when we're asleep at home, enjoying our families. That's when we have to be generating revenue to really be successful businesses. So I wanted to put that out there because I'm myself, I've realized during the pandemic that we focus a lot on taking care of the Cincinnati community, which is great. But the reality is there's other communities like ours out there that we want to tap into. So we have to be tech savvy to be successful in this next chapter of entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Mia, for sharing.
For sure.
Anybody else like to share them?
Okay, is it okay for me to speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so one thing that's most definitely important is relationships with your customers. So one thing I do is I listen to my customers. I've actually probably gone to more comfortable clothing versus the dressy clothing. So that's something I've done to kind of meet with the times, because people always say, I'm not going anywhere. But then I have some people who say, I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going to be fine, you know? So just listening to my customers, I want to express deep appreciation to my customers as we're on this call. And in closing, I would like to ask the young man for if you have any recommendations for an accountant, because I do need one. So if you can give me a name of someone, that would be helpful. And that's it. Thank you, Nailah, for the opportunity again. And it's great to hear from all of you.
Thank you, Miss Carlos. Would anybody else like to share? So I know,
Can you hear me, Nailah?
what is that? Oh, Miss Sandra, yes, I can hear
Yes.
you.
I wanted to express some information to the young women, especially the ones that's in the cosmetology field, and the one that spoke about how people want you to charge for giving them advice. That's been something, you know, people been saying to me for a while. I don't always feel like you should have to charge people to share information, because that's exactly what we're doing. And I know when I came up as a teenager and wanted to do hair, I had no one to tell me how you even begin to get a cosmetology license. Not only begin, how do you go about, where do you go, what do you do? And at that time, people even put paper around the products. They wouldn't let you know what type of products they use. And then when I did get in the field, if it was something that, a service that I wanted to know how to do, I didn't know how to go take classes. They didn't share that. So if they went to take a class and you asked a question, try to gather some information, they didn't share it. They say, well, I paid my money, you need to go pay yours. So once I became a salon owner, that was one of the things that I pride myself in doing. I wanted to share information. So my first salon that I had for like 15 years before I closed it due to renovating in the area where I was, I always had a lot of girls that came directly fresh from school, fresh out of cosmetology school. So my thing was to try to educate them, not only on doing hair, but how to treat people. Just like the young lady said, the 90% is customer relationship and 10% is hair. So now we have so many people that's doing the hair weaves, we have YouTube and all of that. People are not educating their client on hair care. So that's what keeps you in business. When you educate your clients and they trust you, they're not going to just go out and buy a kit and do their hair. They're going to continue to come to you because they want hair care services. So yes, it's good to share, and you don't always have to charge someone for information. We need to learn how to share. We need to learn how to collaborate with each other. And just like the other young lady said, it's enough people out here that we can all win by doing some of the same things, but we have to learn how to come together and work together so it can be a win-win situation. And of course, I trust in God. I've been doing this, like I said, for almost 40 years. And my mother was a single mother who raised 10 children. And her favorite quote was, God will make a way. Regardless of what we went through, she always said, God would make a way. So when the pandemic hit, that didn't scare me as much. And it should have, because the pandemic hit in March, and in January and February, my rent was increased a $200 additional $200. And when I went to sign the lease, it was, you either going to sign the lease, or they didn't say that to me, but that's how I was thinking. I'm either going to sign the lease or I'm going to move and try to find somewhere else. I love the area that I'm in. My salon boutique is big enough that where I can separate. It's big enough to where people can come in and we can still social distance. So I took it upon myself to say, okay, well, that's what I need to do, is just pay the extra $200. So when the pandemic did hit, I was blessed with no fear of paying the $200 that the first 2 months of the pandemic, they deferred my rent. So I didn't have to pay rent for those 2 months. So that was in my belief of what my mother always said, God will make a way. And so again, I'm excited and I'm happy to be a part of this. And I want to thank Nailah for asking me to do it, because I'm learning a lot from the younger people. And just to see younger people out here trying to do business and doing it in a professional way, doing it in a way where they care about their customers. With that in itself, you're going to be successful as long as you continue to know we can't do anything without our customers. So like Corda said, I also want to thank my customers, my hair customers, and my boutique clients that comes in and see me regularly. If not regularly, they call me. And even during the pandemic, they called, they sent me money. They just wanted to make sure I was all right. So I just want to thank those customers, the clients, and everybody that's on the call that's giving out information, because you can learn from anybody if you're open to learn. It's always something you can learn. It's not always what not to do or what to do. Sometimes it's some things not to do. So again, I just want to thank everyone for the information that they're giving, and to thank Nailah for inviting me on this call.
No problem. Thank you, Miss Sandra. So I have a question from someone, especially since Hamilton County is in the purple right now, and it's like one of the highest risk factors for COVID. So are you all of course, hopefully, are you all following the CDC guidelines for your business? If so, what do you have in place to keep your employees and customers safe? And I especially want the hairstylist on here to comment as well, because I've been in a few salons where, you know, not everyone is wearing masks. And I know it's uncomfortable maybe to tell someone to like put on your mask. That might be a little weird. But some people walk around with no mask or come into businesses with no mask. I know it's enforced right now, but a lot of people just don't abide by it, which is kind of the reason why we're still in this situation right now. So can anybody expand on that topic for us?
Yeah,
I'll say
jump
something.
in. We are a pretty large, we have a pretty large retail footprint downtown at 312 West 4th Street. And we've received a number of masks for customers that came to us really gratis from the state of Ohio, which is kind of nice. So we've got the masks that our customers have for free. We also have 2 or 3 hand sanitizer stations. So when you enter our showroom, we have something right at the door. We invite our customers to pick up a mask and to clean their hands. And also as you move throughout the showroom, there are visible stations. So I would encourage everybody to do that. When you also just wash your hands over and over and over. I've mastered the elbow. People like to hug and shake your hands, and I'm still doing like, hey, how's it going? Elbow first, you know, because you definitely don't want to pick this thing up and take it home to your family. And that's the real important thing. So we do everything that we can. We also clean the showroom regularly. And so cleaning off surfaces, using things like Pine Sol and so forth, anything that has that is a disinfectant in our restrooms and the like. So customer traffic areas, doorknobs and so forth. So we do that on a regular basis.
Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Birdie. Somebody else jumped in before him. Who was that? Who wanted to share? Denise, was that you?
Sorry, that was me.
Okay.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm the cleaning freak here. So we have a sign in the beginning when you first come into the building that says mask required. I don't have it on right now because of the interview, but my client has on her mask and everyone else has a mask on in here. We keep disinfectant wipes pretty much in every corner of the salon. There's disinfectant wipes. When people get up out of the dryers, we disinfect the dryers down. We have our Barbicide by the shampoo bowls. So basically what I'm saying is we're sanitation freaks, and we were clean, neat freaks before the pandemic. And so we will continue to be clean, neat freaks afterwards. We keep sanitation, sanitizer in the bathroom. There's sanitizers on each station. There's sanitizers in my purse. So basically what I'm saying is use common sense even in this time, but if you don't have common sense, buy more. Just sanitize. That's pretty much what we do. We clean the salon weekly. We just try to maintain it daily. Anywhere where there's heavily traffic, we try to keep that area clean because we want to respect everyone else's comfort level when it comes to COVID. You know, you can't just assume that it's a conspiracy and all that. You have to be mindful of other people's comfort level. So to do that, you just clean, and everything that you do, you just clean up. So at first we have our masks. If a client comes in and they don't have a mask, we have masks readily available for them. We have gloves. We try to do everything that we can to apply, to abide by the CDC guidelines. And Ohio State Cosmetology, they do well with sending us information to keep us up to date. So when you talk about cosmetology, that's all it is sanitation. So we're pretty much in our element right now. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Alyssa.
You're welcome.
And just to piggyback off of what she said, I think I picked up a lot of my OCD tactics from cosmetology school, because we learned so much in there about bacteria and diseases and infection and how to control and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like we kind of already knew, but it's also important that even when you when you know these things, you also have to apply it. So I think one thing that worked for me is I have a suite, so I can really keep the amount of people, the traffic down. It's just me in here, which is great. I have an assistant, so actually each client that comes, we clean up right after them, so it makes it so much easier. We mop the floor after, every day. We sweep it, obviously, in between clients. We clean out the bowl after each client, clean out the chair. We even let our clients watch as we clean everything. It's not like we intentionally do it, but they can see it while it's, being done. But like she said, we the CDC and State Board has really done well keeping us educated, making sure, because we don't want to close down again. So that's the main thing. Like, we don't want to close down. We don't want to go through this again. I don't want to go back on punishment. So we are going to make sure that we do everything right. I was originally working out of my house, and I just felt like it wasn't safe. It wasn't the best thing to do. So I came into a salon because it's somehow it's easier to enforce those rules when you're outside of your home. People think when they come to your house, they can do whatever they want to do. But when you're in a salon, you actually, no, you can't. You have to come in here. So I provide masks for my clients, hand sanitizer for my clients. And I have my own. I have hand sanitizer and antibacterial soap at my bowl. And we haven't had any scares. So I hope we continue to stay safe, and everyone that comes in is honest. I think another blessing was that I've had quite a few people that have told me they had to cancel appointments because they weren't feeling well or they did test positive for COVID. Thank you. That is another thing that really helped, people being honest and telling the truth. And there's no, and the thing is, there is an amount of people, and I'm not gonna be specific, but there are people that, I think it was in the beginning, but there are people that believe if you have COVID, you'll always have it. And so people were afraid to say that they had it because they didn't want people to treat them different afterwards. If you did have it, I would like to see that you no longer have it with the negative test, or to show that you're negative now, which my clients have been willing to do with no problem. So that is something that has helped us stay safe, especially because I am in a suite. It is kind of small, so I have to make sure that I can go home to my son. So yeah, honesty is everything in 2021.
Thank you, Mahogany, for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else like to add any last thoughts to that? Denise?
Well, I know for me, I do a lot of nurses. So with that being said, that means they possibly could have been around someone, or they deal in that area, They always talk to me, but they always make, like I said, here we make sure they got their mask on and stuff like that. And like the other young lady said, a lot of times if you really keep a good relationship with your clients and stuff like that, a lot of them have been honest, they'll call, like how she said, somebody will call and say they don't feel well. It's just a respect level, I think people, when they respect you, they'll tell you things like that, because sometimes you really just don't know, because every client do something different. They may be in the office, some may work at home, and like I said, I have a handful that works in nursing homes and hospitals. So it's like you do kind of come in contact. So it is a fear there, but like I said, as long as you try to do the best that you can, keeping everything sanitized and just enforce it, because a lot of times what happens is you have clients and people get comfortable. Hey girl, you get to talking and stuff like that. And sometimes people just let their guards down. And it's like, as much as I love you, we got to make sure we do what we supposed to do. So I think as long as you stand your ground and they know it's not out of being mean, it's a mutual respect. I think a lot of times people, especially in the hair salons, they'll respect it, because I have heard it is salons that's not wearing masks, the owners, the clients, nobody, you know, they're not doing nothing. So a lot of times it's just you, because it'll come back and it'll come back on you, you know, things will come back on you. So as long as you, like I said, we haven't had any scares in here at all. And everybody, they'll stay away. They'll stay away for their 14 days or whatever, you know. So I respect that a lot. And like I said, I haven't been in contact personally with feeling sick or anything. So it's been amazing, honey. That's why I said I just keep God in my prayers. Like, thank you, Lord, you know, just to keep us all safe. You know, a lot of times you just have to do this, you know, just ask God just to keep you safe from all the things that's going around and your clients, you know. So, but yeah.
Nailah, and it's okay to teach your customers how to do business with you. So don't assume that everyone knows or understands what the rules are, rules in a game. And respect comes when you demand respect from people sometimes, and you just have to teach your customers how to do business. And that's okay. That's being responsible. That's a responsible business person. Customers will come back. People appreciate learning things. As Sandra said, sometimes we just have to be the teachers in our community. In order to survive, you have to wear a mask. And we want to do business with you, but in order for me to survive, you have to have a mask on to come in here to do business at Real Show. It's okay to teach.
Thank you. Anybody else want to share at all? I don't want to.
And be creative. You got to be creative. Do the 6 feet. Have pickup times. Have online. We've been talking about technology. Have online pickup times or online appointments where you can make sure and guarantee that there's going to be enough time in between people for you to clean and do things like that. I do fashion shows for the youth to instill those self-love, confidence, and success ideals. And this year was a lot different. I did it virtually, but the kids still have to come in to walk and to be confident, to show that. So they did kind of like a drive-by fashion show. And instead of all coming in together and having 50 kids and hundreds of audience and lots of volunteers, I had less than 10 volunteers. And they hopped out the car, did their walk twice, 3 times, and then got back in the car. So that way I could keep everybody safe. And we could bring those presents and the food out to the trunk. So that way they had no contact with us really, but they still got everything that they needed out of the experience. So it's still being able to provide the experience for someone, but doing it in a safe way and creative ways that still abide by those guidelines. And a lot of you have already said these things and with masks, but I know Davis Cookie Company, you guys were saying, you said curbside pickup. So having that is a great way when you have a product or a service, having something where you can deliver, leave it at their doorstep. You got to think of these ways that you can do things and stay safe, but still get your product out there, still get your service out there, and still make this impact on the world.
Thank you for sharing, Michaela. Anybody else?
One thing I forgot. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
It was really quick. One thing for hairstylists, actually my assistant is going to go get some more for me. They're disposable capes that go over your clients. So that really helped me too. And I loved it because now I don't have to keep washing and reusing all of the ones that I have. They're reusable. Just throw it away. And it made my clients feel a lot safer too. I'm done.
Go ahead, Ms. Andre.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that we did as well. And we also put little labels on the floor, nice and bright, that says social distancing and thank you. And on my door, like I said, even before it was mandatory, when we opened back up, our sign said mask required. So we didn't have any problems. And we've always sanitized our bowl after each use. It's something I learned in school. So it became a habit for me. So then we did the shampoo chair. We do the bowl, the shampoo chair. We do the doorknobs. We do the handle in the bathroom. We do the fitting room for the boutique. We do that. It's an area in there where they can sit. Those doorknobs. We do the handle on the coming in and out door. So we kind of, it's some extra things that we do, but now it has become a habit. So it's something that we'll probably continue to do even after. And I know for me, I'll probably continue to wear my mask for at least another year because I came across where I can have a mask and a head wrap that match, or a mask and a hat that match. So it's kind of part of my wardrobe now. So, but we don't have any problems with people putting on masks or practicing hygiene, because we do have hand sanitizer in a lot of different areas. And we were blessed. Someone brought us a whole bunch of like the disposable masks. So if I'm doing color, I can have the person take off the mask, their fashionable masks, and just give them one of the medical ones. So it hasn't been hard because, like I said, it's something that we've always practiced, sanitation. So we just had to take a couple of extra steps.
Nailah, and you've been in the salon. You've never been able to even eat in her salon. So the expectation, coming in the daggone door is cleanliness. And this is about hair. It's not about food, smoke, water, your soda. So when you teach people what you expect of them and how you can do business with them, it is all okay. And so we all have been conditioned to abide by her rules since she's opened her salon, and even when she had a laundromat, there were rules to the game, and people will abide by them.
And if they
but
don't,
we did used
don't
to
be afraid.
we would have customer appreciation day and we ate. We would have style day for the boutique and we ate. We had our beverage station before they closed us down. When we reopened, we had to remove the beverage station and we had to take our magazines out. But still, if someone wants some coffee, we can go get it for them and provide it for them, but we just can't have it out for everybody to touch. Everybody's hands can't be all over. So we did get to eat on special occasions.
And just really quick, I know as business owners, it's hard to turn people away and tell them they can't come in without that mask. But at the end of the day, you have to think about the survival of your business and your company. And you never know who's watching. You don't want to make that exception that one time. And then all of a sudden you get a note on your door like you have to close down because you're not doing the mandatory things that you need to be doing. And it is causal for shutdown. So make sure that you're not making those exceptions and just stay strong to who you are and what you want your business to be and its survival rather than that one customer. And eventually that customer will probably come back around, especially if you have good products and services. So don't be afraid to turn them away for the greater good of yourself and your survival.
Thank you, Michaela. So I don't want to keep you all for too long. I definitely do want to applaud all the business owners on here that are still out here working, even during this live. I love it. I love it. So lastly, I just really enjoyed the opportunity of being able to speak to you all this morning. So thank you again for being here with me. I really hope that everyone listening enjoyed the interview and learned a lot about these different businesses and how to support them, as well as you all, and simply learning about the business field in general. So everyone, please be sure to support and connect with these business owners via their social media and their contact information. You all, if you haven't already, please feel free to drop your contact information and your business info in the Cincinnati Herald's Facebook Live chat, as well as other business owners. Like if you're listening in right now, we have all these business owners. Drop your business information in the chat. Even though you're not on here today, we're here, we're listening, we see you. So drop the information in the chat for us so we can all support one another and get that percentage down, because we don't want any more Black-owned businesses shutting down. We all need to support one another and just be great. All this Black business magic, we need to keep it. So lastly, don't forget.
Nailah, sorry, I just I was listening and just being the mama that I am. I text Eric and I said all of these growing young Black businesses are on this web call. How can they connect? How can we connect them to the chamber for additional resources? Especially when I heard your sister talking about building and erecting a space, getting quality, competent, capable, connected plumbers and all of that. And he told me to make sure to mention that please become a member of the chamber, the African American Chamber. Alexis Thomas is the membership director, 751-9900, $300 a year. You can do trainings, classes, resources, connect with other businesses, all that great stuff. Just an additional resource. I'm going to type it in the chat.
Mm-hmm. And then they also have Voice of Black Cincinnati. So if you're not connected with Voice of Black Cincinnati, type that in the URL, get in contact with the president of that, and get your business listed on Voice of Black Cincinnati's website, because a lot of people go there to look for different Black-owned businesses, as well as the chamber, like Miss Iris said. So,
Hey, Liz.
How you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing okay. I guess
Sorry. But yeah, lastly, don't forget to tune back into the influencers with influencer Michael Higgs hosting a 2 p.m. show, this time with his guest Adrian McMillan, who is Deputy District Attorney of Sacramento County, California, and they will be talking about criminal justice reform. Also, be sure to check out the Influencer Show on the Herald TV YouTube channel, like the Cincinnati Herald on Facebook, and follow us at Cincy Herald on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, you can visit the CincinnatiHerald.com. So thank you to everyone that tuned into the influencers. Don't forget to react, comment, and share. Thank you again to my guests. Support these business owners. Support the Cincinnati Herald, which is also a business. Stay healthy, everyone. Wear your mask. Social distance as much as possible, or just simply stay at home if you can. And have a very blessed rest of your weekend. Love and peace in everyone. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a powerful day.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.